To watch the latest videos by Science Talks, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to get notified on all the science related videos. All of us enjoy the beautiful sight of full moon in the sky. Is it not? Moon looks very major and important in the sky, though hundreds of stars are visible in the night sky. You may think that moon appears big because it is quite near to us. If so, you are correct indeed. Moon is the nearest heavenly body to us. This average distance between Earth and Moon is 384,000 km or nearly 4 lakh km. Scientists say that understanding the way in which Moon was formed and evolved, gradually changed over a period of time, helps us to understand the history of the solar system, including that of our own Earth. Moon came into existence about 4.5 billion years ago. They believe that a large Mars-sized body came and hit the Earth at that time. Because of that colossal collision, the Earth lost its outer portion. The colliding body was destroyed. Pieces generated by that gigantic collision started circling the Earth. Slowly they came together and formed the Moon, say the astronomers. Moon is the heavenly body to which dozens of spacecraft, both manned and unmanned, have been launched. Many of them have explored the Moon successfully. Men have walked on the Moon and brought soil and rock samples from there. Why new spacecraft like Chandrayaan-1 were launched towards the Moon? Don't we already know a lot about the Moon? Thanks to many spacecraft that have already explored it in the past. Of course, there are valid reasons for launching spacecraft towards Moon even today. It is true that earlier spacecraft have provided valuable information about the Moon in large amounts. But still, there are many exciting things associated with the Moon about which we don't know for sure. The questions that confront humanity in this regard include: is it true that Moon came into existence as a result of a gigantic collision of a large Mars-sized body with the Earth? Once formed, how did the Moon gradually change over a period of time? Was there any magnetic field associated with the Moon for sure? If so, what happened to the lunar magnetic field? In what quantities different kind of minerals are present on the Moon and where? What about the presence of helium-3 on the Moon, which scientists think as a clean and efficient fuel for the future nuclear fusion reactors? Exactly what kind of dangerous radiations surround the Moon and how strong are they? Chandrayaan-1 gathered information to find answer to some of these questions. In fact, Chandrayaan-1 was India's very first spacecraft to leave Earth orbit and to proceed towards another heavenly body. And sending a spacecraft to explore other heavenly bodies is not an easy task and possesses many challenges. But those challenges were successfully met and Chandrayaan-1 gathered scientific information in large quantities. Such information later resulted in many important discoveries. As if this was not sufficient, Chandrayaan-1 discovered water ice on the Moon. This ice was found in the deep craters of the Moon's north polar region that are in permanent shadow. Scientists have found ice in as many as 40 lunar craters. It is estimated that about 600 million metric tons of water might be locked up in those ice sheets. In the past 4.5 decades, India has many achievements to its credit in the space arena. This has been done with a relatively smaller budget compared to some of the well-known spacefaring nations. This apart, ISRO scored a spectacular success in its very first attempt itself to bring back an object from space. The cost of Chandrayaan-1 mission was about Indian rupees 300 486 crore, which is about US $80 million. Analysis of the scientific data sent by some of the instruments has already yielded rich dividends that include the unambiguous discovery of water on the moon, detection of aluminium, magnesium, and silicon on the lunar surface, and through images revealing the details of many lunar surface features like craters of the lunar polar region. Chandrayaan-1 spacecraft weighed about 1,380 kilograms. The journey of Chandrayaan-1 to moon was very interesting and challenging indeed. This is because the launch platform, Earth, and the target, Moon, are both moving in space and spinning around. The spacecraft's journey to moon took place in several phases. Chandrayaan-1 spacecraft began its journey at 6:22 am on October 22, 2008 on board PSLV C-11 from the second launch pad at Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota. Barely about 19 minutes later, the spacecraft reached an orbit that resembled a highly elongated circle around the Earth. As the spacecraft went round the Earth in this initial orbit, the point which was at minimum distance from the Earth in that orbit, perigee, was at 255 km height, and the point of maximum distance, apogee, in that orbit was at 22,860 km height. After staying in that orbit for a while, the spacecraft's liquid apogee motor LAM was repeatedly fired for a total of 5 times over a period of 2 weeks. At opportune moments, when the spacecraft was near the perigee, this made the orbit of Chandrayaan-1 spacecraft more and more elongated as its apogee rose higher and higher, first from 2,860 km to 37,900 km and then to 74,715 km and later to 165,600 km and then to 267,000 km and finally to a whopping 380,000 km. 17 days after its launch, Chandrayaan-1 approached the farthest point in its orbit, lying at about 380,000 km from here. At that time, Moon also had moved near that point on its journey around the Earth. As the spacecraft passed near the Moon at a safe distance of about 500 km from the lunar surface, its LAM was fired to slow it down. But why slow down? Simple, to allow the low gravity of the Moon to capture Chandrayaan-1 spacecraft and thus to make it to go round the Moon continuously. In this way, Chandrayaan-1 spacecraft became an artificial satellite of the Moon. The orbit in which it started circling the Moon was an ellipse. It stretched to about 500 km from the Moon's surface on one side, perihelion, and all the way to 7,500 km on the other opposite. Thus, on November 8, 2008, India became the 5th individual country to put spacecraft into an orbit around the Moon. Next, the spacecraft's orbit around the Moon was reduced in 4 carefully planned steps to ultimately take it to a planned height of 100 km from the surface of the Moon. In this regard, first, the farthest point to Moon, Apollo, was reduced from 7,500 km to 255 km and then to 183 km. Finally to 100 km. Similarly, the nearest point to Moon was reduced from 500 km to 200 km and then to about 180 km and finally to 100 km. By November 12, 2008, Chandrayaan-1 spacecraft was circling the Moon in its planned orbit of 100 km above the Moon's surface. This orbit passed over the polar regions of the Moon, and thus most of the lunar surface could be studied by Chandrayaan 1's payloads. Another important event followed this on November 14, 2008. That day, the Moon Impact Probe MIP, which was still attached to the top portion of Chandrayaan 1 spacecraft, was separated from it at 8:06 pm IST. The box-shaped MIP, which was of the size of a TV set, on whose sides the Indian tricolor was painted, then started its journey towards the lunar surface. 25 minutes later, at around 8:31 pm IST, MIP hit the lunar surface near Shackleton crater, very close to the Moon's south pole, thereby carrying Indian tricolor with it. The place where MIP landed has been named as Jawahar Sthal. As we are aware, November 14 is the birthday of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, and it is celebrated as Children's Day in our country. The space program began in 1962 when Pandit Ji was the Prime Minister. Thus, it was a very appropriate tribute to him that an Indian-made object reached the lunar surface on his birthday. On August 29, 2009, the spacecraft stopped sending signals to Earth due to the failure of a gadget that accurately supplied power to its electronic brain. In this way, though Chandrayaan 1 mission ended earlier than planned, enormous amount of data which it sent during its lifetime is safely preserved. Careful study of this data has already resulted in a path-breaking discovery: detection of water molecules on the lunar surface.